Have you ever felt the crushing silence after she walks away? That heavy emptiness when the person you once thought would stay forever is suddenly gone. It's like a part of you gets ripped out, and no matter how strong you act on the outside, inside you feel like you're breaking apart. You replay conversations, overanalyze her last words, and wonder, will she ever come back? Here's the truth. Women don't just leave because of one fight or one mistake. They leave when they stop feeling something powerful within the relationship, something only you can reignite. And yes, if you do this right, she will come back. Not by chasing, not by begging, but by understanding female psychology and mastering the hidden triggers of attraction, respect, and desire. Stay with me until the very end, because what I'm about to reveal can turn silence into reconciliation, and maybe even love stronger than before. Section 1. The power of emotional silence. When a woman pulls away, most men panic. They text non-stop, they beg, they call, they try to force her back. But here's the paradox. The more you chase, the further she runs. Why? Because women are deeply emotional beings, and emotions cannot be forced. They must be felt. Silence, when used correctly, is the most powerful weapon in your arsenal. Think about it. Silence is unsettling. When you step back and stop pouring your energy into her, she begins to feel the weight of your absence. She notices the missing good morning texts, the late night calls, the constant reassurance. And in that silence, she starts to wonder, what is he doing? Does he still think of me? Did I lose him? That curiosity reopens the emotional doorway. Psychology proves that scarcity increases value. When your presence becomes scarce, it automatically becomes more valuable. Instead of drowning her with your emotions, give her space to feel her own. In that space, she'll remember the warmth of your presence and the security you once provided. This doesn't mean ignoring her forever. It means becoming intentional. Use the silence to rebuild yourself. Hit the gym, focus on your career, reconnect with friends, and sharpen your mind. The stronger you grow in her absence, the more magnetic your presence becomes. When she sees that you are not broken without her, that you're living with strength, discipline, and purpose, her emotions shift. The silence you created transforms into attraction. Suddenly, it's not you chasing her anymore. It's her questioning why she ever left. The key is balance. Silence without growth is just emptiness. Silence with growth is irresistible. She will feel the difference, and in that difference lies the first step toward her inevitable return. Section 2. Reignite her core emotional triggers. Every woman is drawn back to the man who knows how to spark her deepest emotional triggers. Forget flowers, money, or sweet words. What she truly craves is a man who can make her feel. And if you can remind her of those intense emotions she once felt with you, she won't just think about coming back, she'll feel pulled back. Here's how female psychology works. Attraction and attachment are not purely logical. A woman might leave you even while loving you because her emotional needs are not being met. She needs to feel desired, protected, admired, and excited. If she doesn't, she disconnects. But if you reignite those feelings, she comes back almost instinctively. Remember your early days together, the butterflies, the laughter, the thrill of not knowing what comes next? That wasn't about what you said. It was about how you made her feel alive. That energy is still within you. The mistake men make is thinking they have to become someone new. You don't. You just have to rediscover that version of yourself, the confident, playful, magnetic man she fell for in the first place. Use this period apart as a reset button. Instead of dwelling on loss, shift your focus to becoming a man who naturally awakens these triggers: mystery, excitement, and strength. When she sees you again, or even hears about you from others, she'll sense the shift. Her subconscious will whisper, "This is the man I wanted all along." Women are wired to follow emotional intensity. If you can spark passion instead of desperation, confidence instead of neediness, her psychology will do the rest. Emotions are stronger than logic, and once you tap into her emotions again, her mind won't resist the pull. Reignite her core triggers and you won't need to chase. Her heart will find its way back to you. Section 3. Master the art of emotional control. One of the biggest reasons men lose women is because they lose control, not of her, but of themselves. Emotional weakness, anger, jealousy, desperation kills attraction faster than anything. On the other hand, emotional strength is magnetic. When you demonstrate mastery over your emotions, you instantly separate yourself from the majority of men who fall apart under pressure. Women subconsciously test men. They want to see, can he handle my storm without breaking? If the answer is yes, she feels safe. If the answer is no, she leaves. This is where Stoicism becomes your greatest weapon. The Stoics taught that we cannot control the world, but we can always control ourselves. Apply that to relationships. You cannot force her to stay, but you can control how you respond. Imagine she pulls away, says hurtful things, or even ignores you. Instead of reacting with anger or sadness, you respond with calm composure. That emotional control communicates one thing: strength, and strength is irresistible. It tells her, I am not defined by your choices. I am complete within myself. This doesn't mean being cold or emotionless. It means being grounded. It means showing love without attachment, desire without desperation. Women are drawn to men who feel deeply but remain steady no matter what. Why? Because emotional steadiness equals safety, and safety is one of the deepest needs of the feminine. Next time she tries to trigger you, take a breath, pause, smile, respond with calm certainty. Over time, she will realize that no matter what she does, you are not a man who loses control. And in a world full of men who collapse under pressure, you will stand out as rare, valuable, and unforgettable. Master emotional control, and you won't just earn her respect, you'll earn her trust. And trust is the foundation that makes her come back. Section 4. The magnetic pull of self-improvement. Here's the truth. Nothing makes a woman regret leaving more than seeing the man she left turn into the man she always dreamed of. Self-improvement is not just about looks or money, it's about transformation. When you evolve, you don't just become better, you become magnetic. Think about it. She left you at one level of your life. But imagine she sees you months later, healthier, stronger, more confident, more focused. Imagine she hears that you've been leveling up in your career, traveling, expanding your mind, and living with purpose. That image burns into her mind, and the thought that follows is simple. Did I make a mistake? Psychology shows us that regret is triggered when we see someone becoming something valuable without us. That regret is powerful. It creates curiosity, attraction, and eventually the desire to reconnect. The man who improves himself after a breakup sends one clear message: I am not broken, I am evolving. But here's the deeper layer. Self-improvement isn't just for her, it's for you, because whether she comes back or not, you win. You grow stronger, wiser, and more disciplined. And ironically, when you truly no longer need her to come back, that's often when she does. Why? Because women are drawn to independence and strength. A man who is not afraid of losing her is the man she fears losing. So upgrade your life. Work on your body until you feel unstoppable. Grow your mind until your conversations inspire respect. Build your finances until you can walk into any room with quiet confidence. Every step of growth makes you harder to forget. In the end, the version of you that rises from the pain of her leaving is the version she cannot resist. Self-improvement is the ultimate revenge and the ultimate attraction. Section 5. Rebuild the bond on your terms. If she does come back, and chances are she will, you cannot go back to the same dynamics that made her leave. This is where most men fail. They accept her back without change, and the cycle repeats. But if you want lasting love, you must rebuild the bond on your terms. First, set boundaries. Show her, through your actions, that you are no longer the man she can walk away from easily. Boundaries don't push her away. They draw her closer because they communicate value. A woman respects the man who respects himself. Second, shift the energy. Instead of chasing, you now lead. You decide the pace of reconciliation. You decide how trust is rebuilt. And you make it clear that coming back into your life is not automatic. It must be earned. This subtle power shift changes everything. Instead of her feeling like she is doing you a favor by returning, she feels like she is requalifying for the privilege of being with you. Third, focus on emotional intimacy, not just physical attraction. Women stay with the man who can make them feel seen, heard, and understood. So listen deeply, speak with intention, balance masculine strength with emotional intelligence. She needs to feel not only that you are stronger than before, but also more connected, more present, more aligned. Finally, don't forget to protect yourself. Forgiveness is powerful, but blind forgiveness leads to weakness. Observe her actions more than her words. If she is sincere, her consistency will prove it. And if she's not, you will have the strength to walk away without regret. Rebuilding the bond isn't about going back. It's about creating something new, stronger, and unbreakable. When you set the terms, you shift from being the